Oh, a weekend of baseball in Milwaukee. It means a weekend of tailgating. I mean, it is a beautiful day for tailgating. As always, we're not picky about the weather, but we have nice sunny skies outside, a little on the chilly side, so we'll keep it buttoned up inside Miller Park as the Phillies and Brewers get set for a weekend series. And Ryan Braun goes into this series with a hot bat, off to a terrific start, even better over his last 4 games. Cameron Rupp, one of the few Phillies who is hitting the ball much at all in the early going, but yet both teams very competitive through the first 2.5 weeks of this regular season. Good evening from Miller Park alongside Bill Schroeder. I'm Matt LePay. Sophia Minich is our reporter here tonight. And Rock, great memories for the Brewers in the season series last year against the Phillies. Couldn't do any better than the Brewers did last year.
Yeah, you know, historically the Philadelphia Phillies have owned Milwaukee, but that turned around a couple of years ago, and last year couldn't have gone any better, as you mentioned. I mean, 7-0 against the Phillies. I know the Phillies had some injuries. They had some contracts that they were dealing with, guys who were getting a little bit older, but you can see the big difference in the series last year was the pitching. The Brewers really pitched well against Philadelphia, 3.05 earned run average as opposed to a 5.5 over 5.5 for the Phillies. And to take it back a couple of years, the Brewers have actually won the last 7 games in Philadelphia, and that was a house of horrors for the Brewers before that time.
Yeah, you go back a series sweep in Philadelphia to start 2 years ago. It was a great start for the Brewers.
Yeah, and Zach Davies making his second start. I guess when he made his first start against the Pirates, he was thinking anybody but the Pirates, because last year the Pirates handed it to him a couple of times. Again, a very rough outing, but when he's right, he's got the good fastball located, he's working quickly, and that changeup about as good as it gets. He's not a big guy, but he pitches like he's been around for about 10 years. He needs to control the walks. He walked 5 his last time out.
All right, looking for a bounce-back performance tonight. Sophia will check in with Zach Davies as we get you ready for the Brewers and the Phillies on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Stay with us. We're getting started in mere minutes.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. Back at Miller Park, it's the start of a weekend series between the Brewers and the Phillies. We've got Zach Davies on the mound, and we're joined now by a former Brewers pitcher. I'm Sophia Minnaert, joined now by Brewers pitcher Don August. And Don, you were with Milwaukee here 1988 to 1991. We've got a young pitcher on the mound, Zach Davies, making just his second start of the year. He's coming off of a rough outing in Pittsburgh, 2 1/3, 8 hits, 6 runs for him. As a young pitcher on the mound, how do you bounce back from a tough outing?
Well, what you got to do is you want to pitch well. You want to impress the coaches and pitch well by getting back into it. You know, getting roughed up a little bit, it can be more of a mental thing to you because he's got the arm, he's got the talent. So mentally, you want to get back into it. How do you get back into it? Have some good things happen to you. Doing that by throwing strikes early. Be aggressive. Throw your pitches get ahead of the count on the batters, make them hit more defensively, get some quick outs, some quick innings. You'll get back into your groove, your confidence will kick right back in, and I think that's the step that he will take, and that'll help him be successful. Get back on the right track, and you can carry this then into your next game, your next start.
That's right. Thanks, Don. We'll hear from Don throughout the broadcast with Matt LePay and Bill Schroeder. Here's what Zach Davies had to say about bouncing back here tonight.
I got to get back to what I do best. I got to be aggressive. I got to go after guys and not be afraid of some of the hitters up here.
Zach Davies will meet on the mound with Aaron Nola. It's the start of a 3-game series between the Brewers and the Phillies. We've got first pitch coming up next with Matt LePay and Bill Schroeder.
Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casinos. Spend the night with luxury. Brewers and Phillies ready for a weekend series. As you can tell by those, we're bundled up coming into Miller Park, so we'll keep the roof closed tonight and have perfect conditions for baseball here at Miller Park. Here's the Brewers, or rather the Phillies batting order, presented by Potawatomi. Odubel Herrera at the top. Freddie Galvis, Maikel Franco. Ryan Howard hits cleanup. Cameron Rupp behind the plate. David Lowe patrolling right field. Bottom of the order, Darren Ruff. Aaron Nola, the pitcher, hits 8th. Cesar Hernandez plays 2nd and bats 9th. And that's the lineup that will face the Brewers starter tonight, Zach Davies, looking for a bounce-back performance It's a rough one getting Pittsburgh on Sunday and looking for better things here this afternoon.
Yeah, and he was thinking, as we mentioned when we came on the air, anybody but the Pirates. Pirates got to him a couple of times last year, did the same in his first start. He was outstanding in AAA, 2-0 with a 2.00 earned run average down in Colorado Springs in 2 starts.
And we are ready to roll. First pitch of the game is swung on and fouled, and we are underway. The Brewers and Phillies weekend series. Brewers continuing this 5-game homestand after splitting the home portion of the 4-game set with the Twins. The Brewers winning on Wednesday night. The Twins getting a terrific outing yesterday afternoon from Ricky Nolasco en route to an 8-1 victory. So the Twins behind the Brewers, and now the Phillies roll into town. Odubel Herrera hitting at the top of the order for the 2nd straight game for Pete Maccannon's Phillies. He hit there 26 times last year at the top of the order. It hit .333 when he was at the top of the lineup. So Pete Maccannon putting him back up there today. One of the few Phillies who's been getting on base with any degree of regularity. His on-base percentage is .404. He walks a lot.
Yeah, and that's what you want out of your leadoff hitter. Somebody get on base, maybe steal a bag for you, get an early lead. Phillies are in a very similar situation to that of the Brewers in that they're just trying to find some combination that's going to work, win some games. They've been doing a pretty good job this year, and Pete Maccannon just trying to get these guys on the same page. Young team. They've dumped a lot of payroll over the last couple of years.
This is a much different looking team now. We saw some of these players in the Phillies uniform last year, but still getting acquainted as Herrera sends one to left, and Ryan Braun with the first put out of the night.
Well, pretty much standard setup defensively for the Brewers. Brought to you by Menards tonight. Got Braun, Flores, and Santana. And Ron Flores has been getting lion's share of the duties out there in center field. Hill, VR, Jeanette, and Carter from 3rd to 1st. And Jonathan Lucroy behind home plate. 3rd consecutive start for Flores.
You have Alex Presley and you have Kirk Neuenhuis in that rotation, all left-handed hitters. Flores again gets the chance here this evening as Freddie Galvis steps in, the shortstop. Part of that new look Philadelphia Phillies group, and he sends one in the left center field. Braun has it tracked, and there are 2 men out. Looking at Pete Maccannon, he took over when Ryne Sandberg stepped aside late June of last year. He was able to get the interim tag removed. He is the Phillies manager, but he's seen the movie being an interim manager before. Did it in Cincinnati, did it in Pittsburgh, and Phillies management liked what they saw from their field manager when he took over in June. And it was a team that last year lost 99 games, but it's a revamped roster, as we've talked about. They're liking how Maccannon has led this largely young group of Phillies.
Yeah, and one of the big reasons they're 7-9, hanging right in there, is their starting pitching has been very good so far this year. Short a couple of starts. But not only are the Phillies young at the big league level, they have loaded up that minor league system pretty well, very similar to that of Milwaukee.
Maikel Franco, they like him a lot, although the start that he is having isn't what he had in mind necessarily. You see, he struggled against the Brewers, as did really the entire Phillies team. The Brewers swept the season series a year ago. And there's a broken bat liner that just goes over the glove of Jonathan Villar in a 2-out single for Franco.
And it doubled up on the changeup this time after missing the first one, able to make the adjustment and just out of the reach of the Brewers shortstop and into left field. Franco staying right on it this time, blows that bat up, but able to get a base hit out of it.
Just missing Jonathan Villar. 2 outs, and Franco the runner at first. We talked about a lot of newer faces. This would be an exception. He's been around a long time. Ryan Howard, the final year of his big contract. There's a team option for next year, and Howard, the numbers are down, but when he gets on, it's extra bases. He has 9 hits. You see the 4 homers. The other 5 hits are doubles.
Yeah. And pretty much all or nothing these days for big Ryan Howard, one of the most prolific home run hitters in his day.
And that is well hit and a base hit to right. So after Davies retired the first two, the next two Franco and Howard reach. And the inning will extend.
Well, Ryan Howard, a pretty good middle speed hitter, and that's exactly what Zach Davies is. I mean, 91, 92 maybe with the fastball, and even with the shift able to find a hole out there in the right field. You pitch him hard in and he has a difficult time with it at his age.
So there's his first single of the season. Here's Cameron Rupp, the catcher. Another big guy. We talked about it with the Twin Series with Miguel Sano, the right fielder. Cameron Rupp. They list him at 6'2", 260. Davies trying to get out of this here in the first inning after retiring Herrera and Galvis on fly balls.
And then Ruff off to a decent start. That's why he's hitting right behind Ryan Howard. Maybe a little protection for Howard. And Carlos Ruiz still in the lineup, or still in the roster. Great catcher for the Phillies.
Yeah, Howard and Ruiz, those are the two names that I think most fans would remember from the best of those Phillies teams here over the last decade. But a lot of roster movement otherwise. Davies bringing the 1-0. Rock mentioned Rupp is off to a pretty good start, as you see with that batting average, but the Phillies have really scuffled as a team. Dead last in average, dead last in on-base percentage in the National League. I mentioned all that, though. They are coming off a win. They were off yesterday, but beat the Mets on Wednesday 5-4. Not unlike the Brewers, when they win, they've got to scratch and claw most of the time.
Yeah, and like the Brewers, when they get good starting pitching, they have a chance to win. That's what it comes down to. I guess you can say that about any team, but particularly a team like the Phillies that have had a difficult time putting runs on the board.
2 balls, 2 strikes now to Cameron Rupp. Just getting started here at Miller Park. Weekend series, the Brewers and the Phillies. Both clubs 7-9 going into the weekend. The 2-2. Back up the middle, but there to make the play, Jeanette on the shift, and the throw is in time. Want to know why you shift? Right there. Inning over. 2 hits, 2 lefts. Phillies do not score. Nice work with the glove by Scooter Jeanette. Now we'll see what the Brewers bats can do against Aaron Nola. With family and friends, Phillies strand a pair in the top half of the first inning, and now the Brewers will get their first crack at Aaron Nola. Here's the Brewers batting order presented by Potawatomi. Domingo Santana, per usual, leads off, followed by Scooter Gennett and Ryan Braun. Lucroy, Carter, and Hill in the middle. Ramon Flores will hit 7th. The pitcher Zach Davies 8th. Jonathan Villar, 9th spot in the Brewers batting order against young Aaron Nola.
Yeah, a guy that blew through the Phillies minor league system. I mean, he was in 3 different levels of the minor leagues last year. He signed in 2014, combined last year, including with the Phillies, 16-6. I mean, this guy's a good one. He doesn't throw hard, and he's averaging almost 11 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Yeah, 22 years old. His last outing was a rough one, but the first couple, his best outing was his first against Cincinnati. Ended up with a no decision in that game, but he didn't walk a hitter in his first 2 outings. But did get roughed up by the Nationals in his last start. And he will face Domingo Santana to lead off the bottom of the first here for the Brewers.
He's got 3 walks, 23 strikeouts so far in 19 innings of work. So a big time strike thrower out there on the mound for Philadelphia tonight.
Santana behind, a ball, 2 strikes. Lost his hat. Brewers with the retro uniforms here this evening. Retro Friday.
Lost his hat and got a piece of Rupp right on top of the head.
A ball, 2 strikes to the Brewers right fielder.
He's got a pretty smooth delivery. Kind of slings that baseball, long arms it into home plate. He's got a lot of tail on his fastball, not a lot of sink, but a lot of tail on it, which means it's not going to drop a whole lot. He's got a curveball and a changeup to go with it. There's a curveball.
Yeah, they say that's his swing and miss pitch right there, the curveball. As a matter of fact, teams hitting against the curveball alone just 167. 2-2 pitch to Santana. There's a curve that's fouled off.
Curveball's a tough pitch to hit, Matty.
I've heard that. That's why my nondescript career ended in high school.
Yeah, I like to see what it is on the slider. Yeah, even worse. He's got a good curveball, but I mean, he throws a lot of strikes, gets ahead in the count, and gets hitters on a defensive.
I always felt I was okay in Little League, but then when you start to develop the hook,
start spinning them.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was trouble. So I decided I'd go into broadcasting sooner than you did in your life.
Good move. That was a good move for you. It's worked out.
Santana, like many of these Brewers, good at working the count. He's walked 9 times. He and Gennett lead the team in that category. And strikeout swinging for Aaron Nola here to start the bottom of the first.
Well, let's check out the Phillies defense, brought to you by Menards here tonight. And the Philadelphia Phillies around the middle of the pack. 9 errors this year so far. Freddie Galvis, the slick feeling shortstop, anchors that defense in the infield. Only 1 error in 16 games. Ruff, Herrera, and Lowe in the outfield. You got Maikel Franco, Galvis, Hernandez, and Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard 4 errors so far this year, and Cameron Rupp behind home plate.
Here's Scooter Gennett. Talked about the Brewers' team success against the Phillies a year ago. Scooter's put up big numbers in his career. You saw that graphic. He was much better than that even against Philadelphia a year ago.
Man, when you go 7-0 against a major league team, you've got a lot of stuff going your way. I mean, we saw it on our open tonight. Phillies pitching earned run average was over 5.5 against Milwaukee. Brewers about 3.5. That's a telling statistic.
Gennett hit better than 500 in the matchups against the Phillies. 2-1 pitch from Aaron Nola. Missing with a curve. He attended LSU. Was the National Pitcher of the Year with the Tigers just a couple of years ago. 7th overall pick. in the draft in 2014. And for the 10th time this season already, Scooter Gennett has drawn a walk.
And only the 4th walk issued by Aaron Nola.
Craig Counsell going to get his club back on track. They won 2 in a row against the Twins before falling yesterday. All about Zach Davies before the game. It wasn't like they were, and we mentioned it as it was happening on Sunday, they weren't belting him all over the lot. Just ground balls, liners just beyond the reach, and looking for better things obviously from the starter today. But he had a little bit of luck working against him as well, and hopefully he'll have good luck tonight.
Man, he's got to throw strikes. What he got to do. He walked 5 batters in that first start.
Ryan Braun, like Gennett's, likes Philadelphia pitching.
And Nola, one of those guys that in the first time you see him, he's going to give you problems. Looks like he hides the ball well, jumps on you quickly. He's got that long arm action, which a lot of times that means he's going to hide the ball. You can't see it all that early. And that baseball's on you in a hurry. It's only 91, 92 miles an hour.
0-1 pitch to Braun. And that's going to go through and into left field. Gennett will turn second. He's digging for third, and he is in there.
Wow. You kidding? Well, I guess I have something on Darren Ruff, because that is some risky base running right there. A base hit to left, and he wasn't running on the pitch either. He just never slows down, and Ruff's throw a little bit off the mark. Not much of an arm. Off the mark, and Franco not able to make the tag. I'm not sure what Franco was doing running out so far away from third base. That didn't help the Phillies' cause either. If he stays back there, it might be close. Talk about risky base running right there.
It was.
My goodness.
All right in front of you. Darren Ruff does play some outfield. That's not totally foreign to him. You can see him at first as well. And the Brewers challenge him on a play you don't see very often.
Yeah, you don't go first to third on a base hit to left very often.
No.
Straight away left. That worked out.
Here's Jonathan Lucroy. Lucroy also with good numbers against the Phillies, and brings a 6-game hitting streak into this game here tonight. So a first inning threat for Milwaukee.
You talked to Luke about his season so far. He's hitting over 291. He just doesn't feel like he's locked in yet. He feels like there's a lot of work that can be done to feel a little bit more comfortable at the plate. And even with that, he's got that 6-game hitting streak. Still looking for home run number 1.
Driven in 5. First inning RBI opportunity for Jonathan Lucroy. And not locked in, but he's had a couple of pretty decent streaks here early. A 7-gamer to start the year, and now currently on a 6-game run.
He's still looking for one of those games where he gives you one of those 3-for-4s, or has that big offensive day. He's been able to get a base hit consistently, but again, he feels as though he's not quite where he wants to be yet.
Aaron Nola with the 1-2. We mentioned the Phillies and their lack of hitting. The Brewers clearly looking for a lot more in that department as well. Ranking 13th in the National League in average, but more middle of the pack in on base percentage because of the walks that they draw. Gennett drawing one here already, his 10th and his 60th plate appearance. So the patience really paying off for Scooter. He's the runner at third, Braun at first. And the curveball gets Lucroy to swing and miss, and there's out number 2.
Yeah, that's a good pitch for him. He knows when he's got the count in his favor. He doesn't have to throw it for a strike, and he doesn't. That's a big downward break right there. That's a nice curveball. Not a big break, but very short, quick, and late.
Two men out with runners at the corners. You can see the range here in this first inning from the Phillies starter. His last start, he was touched up for 3 first inning runs against the Nationals. Brewers trying to get to him tonight.
Now, he's made 3 starts against the Nationals. He's given up 13 earned runs in 15 games. I mean, I guess what that tells you is the more you see him, the more comfortable you're going to be, and you might be able to get some better swings. Nationals certainly have. You face him once or twice, maybe not.
It's the first look that either team will have of both of the starters. First live look at Aaron Nola. Likewise, the Phillies seeing Zach Davies for the first time. The one exception in the Brewers lineup is Aaron Hill. He's actually faced him 3 times. Chris Carter at the plate. Well, people who were here a couple nights ago still talking about that laser that Carter hit out of here. Game against the Twins. And how quickly it screamed over the wall. 1-1 pitch, and there's a base hit to right. That'll score Jeanette. RBI knock for Carter to open up the scoring.
Yeah, Chris Carter's been an RBI machine so far this year. Maybe getting a base hit. Sometimes a sacrifice fly's got 3 sac flies for RBIs. Pulling the hands in, big strong Chris Carter able to muscle it out there in the right field. Talking to him before the game today, he's another guy that says he's not really locked in like he would like. But plates a run here in the first.
And there you see the team's RBI leader adding to it with his first inning single. Now here's Aaron Hill.
14 RBIs in 17 games. Pretty good start.
It's a nice pace. Very nice pace. Hill hitless yesterday against the Twins, but had a couple of hits, including his first homer as a Brewer on Wednesday night. Brewers really got out the bats in that 10-5 victory against the Twins. Hill and Carter and Domingo Santana with home runs. Brewers broke open that game. It was tight. Big 4-run inning, their biggest inning of the year. Out in front of the curve there.
You can see why hitters have such a difficult time with it, that curveball, because you can't pick it up real early. It's not a big breaking curveball. It comes in the same arm slot of the fastball, and then about halfway down it starts making its break, and those are the tough ones to hit. You don't have to be the big break. It's just got to be late and quick, and that's what he has.
1-2 pitch. Little bouncer to Franco at third, and that'll do it here in the first inning with a nice start for the Brewers. Chris Carter an RBI single. 1-0 Milwaukee.
as we head to the second here at Miller Park, and with Scooter Gennett leading his team leading 10th walk in the first inning, the Brewers are now up to 66. That's third best in the big leagues to just the Cubs and the Pirates. So Craig Counsell said before the game, he said that has not been our preaching here offensively, but he said the patient approaches are coming from just focusing on good at bats. He said, look, every hitter wants to end each at bat with a double or a home run, but he said just waiting to get a good pitch to hit, making sure it's your pitch, and he said being aggressive early in counts, and that's just really been the key for these approaches for the Brewers.
Hey, right, Sophia and Rock, you think back of the Wednesday game against the Twins, as Tommy Milone was in a pretty good rhythm. Brewers kept working him, started drawing walks, and then got to him and ended up with a 10-run game.
Right, and again, I mean, the coaching staff for the Brewers is not sitting there preaching we got to walk a lot this year. That's not the case. I mean, you're patient at the plate so you can get a good pitch to hit. You work the count in your favor. 2-1, 3-1.
David Lowe dunks one into left field, a base hit. That's how the second inning begins for the Phillies.
You know, I guess except for Scooter Gennett, I mean, he has made progress in being a more patient hitter. But you look at the guys that are in the lineup doing all the walking, those guys are patient by nature. I mean, you can't ask a very aggressive hitter, take like a Carlos Gomez type hitter, and ask him to walk 100 times. It's not going to happen. You can't take a guy out of his game that way. But Scooter has learned, he's matured, and he's evolved. I think because he's got that comfort level that he knows he can hit with 2 strikes, and he's been more patient.
Leadoff single from the right fielder David Lowe. Now the left fielder Darren Ruff steps in.
I guess the question in your mind is, you build an organization, do you want a patient attack where you have a high on base percentage, or do you want a home run hitting ball club? And a home run hitting ball club is what the Brewers have historically been because of Miller Park. Easy to hit homers here.
This club with guys who can do just that, with Braun, with Carter, obviously some others as well throughout their careers. Aaron Hill had big years. Go back to that 09 season when he was a 36 homer guy. Figure Santana has power at the top of the order. Runner goes, and the pitch is chopped foul. Lowe has a stolen base to his credit so far this season.
Yeah, Lucroy has been doing a real good job throwing out base runners. Now, Zach Davies pretty quick to home plate. I mean, not very slow. So, you know, the scouting report on Davies is you can run on him. That's not the case.
A ball, a strike to Darren Ruff. Ruff playing left field. He was out there about a couple dozen games a year ago. Primarily when he played, it was at first. But back out there in left here tonight. Second time he's been out there this season. Runner goes, and this is fouled out of play.
Yeah, didn't have a very good jump that time.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Phillies last year lost 99 games. You go back 5 years ago, that was their last really big year. They won 102, but got knocked out in the divisional round of the postseason by the St. Louis Cardinals. Team of World Series champs in 08, got there again the following year.
You think about that pitching staff they had back in those days. Cliff Lee, Hamels, you had Roy Halladay. I mean, you went in there to, you know, Citizens Bank Park. Good luck to you. And they could hit. They had some bangers in that lineup. And things turned around, you know, for the Brewers in Philadelphia. It started last year, or 2 years ago, actually.
Curve swung on and missed. Out number 1 here in the second.
A good curveball by Zach. He hadn't thrown too many of them tonight. And perfectly located down in the zone.
Zach Davies looking to get back into that form he displayed last year. He had 6 starts, went 3-2, part of that trade with the Orioles. The Brewers gave up Gerardo Parra. Here is Aaron Nola hitting 8th. Second straight game the Phillies have put the pitcher in the 8th spot.
Man, it's been a while since the Phillies have actually tried that move, huh?
Yeah, you go back, say, to the late 70s. Some guy named Carlton.
Yeah, he had a promising career, didn't he?
Yeah, he was an okay pitcher.
And he could hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was the other part of that.
Pete Mackanin now going back to that route. As Nola unsuccessful on the bunt attempts.
A lot of teams doing it. I mean, it's a trend this year. First guy I remember doing it was Tony La Russa in St. Louis. Everybody looking at him and saying, what are you doing now? Seems like every team the Brewers have played so far is doing it.
Yeah, and Craig Counsell, as Brewer fans know, not afraid to do it. He's done it a lot, including tonight. A ball, a strike to the Phillies pitcher. Trying to move the runner over, who is on the move. Pitch is taken. Throw down to second. See ya.
Yeah. He didn't have a very good jump. I mean, he's been trying since he's been on first base. The first jump was the best, but it was fouled off. And then last 2 jumps, not very good. Check it out. It takes him a long time to get going. I mean, I wonder why he kept going. Just stay there. And Lucroy able to throw him out. Throw a little bit high, but the tag applied by VR.
This Brewers team is proving to be very, very difficult to run on. Lucroy good. Maldonado, when he's been behind the plate, has been terrific again.
It's hard to throw out the big base stealers. It's the guys like Lowe, the guys that those are average speed, not big base stealers. Those are the guys you have to get.
A ground ball to Jeanette will end the inning. Leadoff single, no damage done. 1-0 Milwaukee.
Fellas out there. Hey, it's a great weekend to make it out to the ballpark as the group continues its series with the Phillies tomorrow night and Sunday afternoon. And as part of the 5-county 5-day celebration, you can save 50% on tickets. Great seats are still available at Brewers.com.
There you go. You got the pizza going. You got the Brewer garb on. Friday night, Miller Park.
No school tomorrow.
Life is good.
Yeah.
Especially that last line.
Yeah.
pizza sauce on your face there. Got it going on.
Even kindergarten could be a grind.
Get to the home stretch. Recess gets to be tough.
Man, a lot of pressure.
Milk and cookies are a little late sometimes. So we'll have some pizza at the ball yard. Brewers with a run in the first. Good start off of Phillies pitcher Aaron Nola. 7, 8, and 9 in the order now for Milwaukee. Ramon Flores, Zach Davies, and Jonathan Villar. Start for Flores out in center. '22-year-old Aaron Nola, 6-2 a year ago. It included a 5-game winning streak. Back at it tomorrow. 6:10, and then Sunday afternoon, the series and the homestand finale before the Brewers head to Chicago. They'll be off on Monday. And they'll play the Cubs Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday afternoon, and then it's right back here for the weekend in Milwaukee. 0-2 pitch to Flores. Shoots that out of play.
Yeah, 30 pitches for Nola so far, and 21 of them strikes. As advertised, throws a lot of strikes, pounds his zone. He's been ahead of just about every hitter.
2-strike pitch again. Curveball missing.
And that's when that curveball is so effective, when you're ahead in the count. 0-2, 1-2. You get hitters on the defensive. They're going to chase from time to time. And
ground ball over to Maikel Franco at third, and there's out number 1. Let's check out Miller Lite's what's on tap. Charlie Morton, former Pirates, gets the call for the Phillies. Chase Anderson on the mound for the Crew. Our coverage tomorrow starts at 5:30 right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Nice ERA there for Chase for his first couple of decisions. Who's looking to get some more production throughout the staff.
And that includes 4 earned runs against Minnesota. 5 innings, 4 earned runs, still a very good earned run average. Looking for a little bit of a bounce back.
As is Zach Davies. And so far, so good. He's kept the Phillies off the board through the first 2 innings. He, like his counterpart Aaron Nola, hitting in the 8th spot, and Xavier will take a look at it and head back to the dugout. Out number 2. 3rd strikeout for Aaron Nola in the early going.
Zach doesn't mind getting rung up on a pitch off the plate. Back in the dugout, get ready to pitch again.
He was telling Sophia Minnaert, just don't be afraid of hitters. You respect them, but get out in front and count. Walked 3 in his outing Sunday at Pittsburgh.
Probably couldn't have been a worse team for Zach Davies to make his first start this year, based on how the Pirates hit him last year. I think that's what he was referring to. I mean, that Pirate attack, those outfielders over there. You got Marte, McCutchen, Polanco, and they did some damage last year against him, and facing him right away again. That's what he's talking about, being aggressive and not being afraid of the hitters that are up there.
Jonathan Villar at the plate, and is out in front. 3 balls, no strikes. Villar with a hit in 3 trips yesterday against the Twins. In the first inning, Nola walked Scooter Gennett. Scooter came around to score on an RBI single from Chris Carter. Nola did not walk a hitter in his first 2 starts. He's just walked his second here tonight.
And VR continues to be very good up there at the plate. He's been a nice addition to this lineup. Some sparkling plays at shortstop. His on-base percentage very good.
At around 400, as a matter of fact. Darnell Coles, a hitting coach.
He might not look it, but he was excited about that.
He was, yeah. He was thrilled. Here's Domingo Santana. Santana struck out in the first inning. And you're looking at someone, you see the average in the 254, but the on base percentage 100 points higher. There's a base hit to center, and going to third is VR, and on the throw going to second is Santana.
Yeah, some aggressive base running by the crew, and so far so good. Now, you knew that VR was going to be able to make it into third base, but the surprise was Santana going to second. And VR with 2 strikes running on 2 outs running on contact. You knew he was getting into third, but Herrera hit the cutoff man, but it went off his glove. If he catches it, he might get the out at second base. I think what Santana did, he took the big turn, he read the throw, he saw it was high, and just kept going.
Yep, gets credit for a single, goes to second on the throw. So the Brewers with runners at second and third for Scooter Gennett. Those 2 Brewers retired, but have a threat going now. And Gennett out in front of the changeup. He was 12 for 23 against Phillies pitching last year. Talking about Scooter Gennett. Popped up. Freddie Galvis, the shortstop. And the threats is turned back. Brewers leave a pair. We are through 2 here at Miller Park. 1-0 Milwaukee.
Back in with Brewers Chief Operating Officer Rick Schlesinger. And Rick, it's always great to see you, catch up with you on the homestands. But if people are still looking for plans this weekend, there are plenty of tickets available, taking advantage of the 5-county 5-day promotion.
Yeah, all residents of the 5 counties in southeastern Wisconsin get half-price tickets for the rest of the weekend. So, you know, affordable tickets to begin with and half price. It's a great opportunity for folks on a limited budget to come out and have a great time.
And looking ahead to next weekend, it's going to be a special night, Saturday, April 30th, your first superhero night. And there's even a special bobblehead included.
Yeah, Jonathan Lucroy special bobblehead. There are a limited number of packages. We did some of these last year and they sold out, so the fans love it. Lucroy's a popular player. He's a superhero, and you'll get a bobblehead to prove it.
Well, you're a superhero too, Rick. Thanks so much for joining us. Matt and Bill, back up to you.
All right, Sophia, Rick, thank you very much.
Nice.
That is sweet.
Yeah, we got the Jonathan Lucroy superhero bobblehead. He's in his catching gear.
Cesar Hernandez leading off the second inning. Shoots one into center field, a base hit.
Hey, Quick Trip presents that superhero night here at Miller Park this Saturday. I guess Saturday, April 30th, not this Saturday. As the Brewers battle the Marlins, fans can get a Jonathan Lucroy superhero bobblehead with a purchase of a theme night special ticket package. Learn more at brewers.com/theme nights. Once again, not tomorrow, April 30th.
Gotcha. There's the superhero live right there. Top of the order, Odubel Herrera. Always something going on in Miller Park.
Well, it was a good deal to be had, that's for sure, right?
That is absolutely correct. Can't beat it. Baseball and all kinds of opportunities to get yourself bobbleheads, superhero. Get yourself your Jonathan Lucroy.
I think you're a superhero, Matt.
Thanks, Rock. I'm really touched.
Really? Next year we're going to get a Matt LePay superhero bobblehead.
Yeah, that'll bring him in.
There's Luke. See the back? Nice. Sweet.
Very nice.
Nice stuff.
Very nice.
I'm keeping that.
Always a lot of heartfelt feelings here that are shared.
Yeah.
In the booth, in the truck.
A lot of wonderful, touching moments up here.
There really are. Talk about feelings and everything. It's great. Second straight inning, the Phillies have put the leadoff man aboard. David Lowe started the second with a single, but he was thrown out trying to steal. Davies keeping an eye on Hernandez, who has tried 4 times to steal a base, but he's been caught 3 times.
I don't want to spend too much time worrying about that guy at first base. I mean, you see it over and over again. You concentrate a little bit too much on that base runner, and you give a pitch to the hitter, and hits it pretty good.
Bluffs as though he's going to go, and a strike to Herrera.
Fooled his own hitter. Tried to keep Lucroy back, making an effort to swing at it, and he just stopped.
You might remember Herrera made the catch, and he made it. It was a difficult catch that he made. Cole Hamels no-hitter, the final out at Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
It was an adventure. Runners going. Here's Lucroy's throw, and got him again. Lucroy 2 for 2 tonight. Cutting down. Phillies trying to run on him.
Now let's see if Pete Mackanin wants to take a look at that one. Hernandez not so fast getting off the field. He's got a good lead, not a great jump, and a perfect throw by Lucroy. And it looks like this will be the good angle right here. It looks like they got him. I think now the Phillies satisfied with the call was right. Speaking of superheroes, right?
How about that? Right on cue. Well, the second Philly to get caught stealing here tonight. Eight out of 20. That man is caught. And back to Herrera. It was a real tough catch in the track, and it looked like the wind or maybe sun might have been playing games with it, but Herrera made the catch, and in Cole Hamels' final start ended up getting a no-hitter thanks in part to Herrera in that catch as he sends one to Ramon Flores. 2 men out.
How about last night, huh? Jake Arrieta, his second no-hitter. He's something else, that guy. Off to a tremendous start. Look at the score, 16-0 over Cincinnati. Another no-hitter for Jake Arrieta, last year's Cy Young Award winner. Brewers going to have to deal with him in Chicago.
I think you would see him on Wednesday. If Joe Madden keeps the rotation normal. They're off on Monday are the Cubs. What, 9 starts between no-hitters for Arrieta, who has just been ridiculous.
Yeah, he's in a different league.
Freddie Galvis at the plate.
But how about a 16-0 no-hitter?
Yeah, you would think that you had some long innings. You're in the dugout and all of that, but
yeah,
didn't bother him. Arrieta has had, what, 24 straight quality starts, a sub-1 ERA, and somehow there's a loss in there to go with his 20 wins. That's the upset.
Yeah.
Cubs leading the Reds tonight 4-0. But the Reds do have 3 hits. I believe John Lester is on the mound for the Cubbies as this is popped up into foul territory. Will carry out a play. Yes, John Lester is the starter tonight for Chicago.
Not too many weaknesses on that Cubs club.
No,
they're not.
Well, they go in 12-4. Wonder, the weight of expectations and all of that. And I know it's early, but they're not. They don't seem to be burdened by the expectations.
No, Joe Madden takes care of that.
He does.
Man, he's a difference maker.
Keeps it loose, and they have a good mix of them. We'll obviously get into that more next week. They have a lot of the young talent, but there's no shortage of veteran presence in that team as well, as Galvis draws a walk. So a 2-out base runner here for Philadelphia.
Now Galvis is a guy that can steal bases, and he's pretty good at it.
1 so far this season, but the season very young.
Phillies only have 5 stolen bases. Yeah, check that. I was looking at the Brewers. We got 6.
Galvis stole 10 a year ago. Here's Maikel Franco. A good rookie year last year for this Phillies team. He hit 280. First pitch swinging right into the shift. And there's Jeanette. And that'll do it for the Phillies in the third. A walk, but that's it. 1-0 Milwaukee. Bottom of the third we go. As we go to the bottom of the third here at Miller Park. Time now for our Carsoup.com trivia question. Who is the only team in Major League Baseball history to have players with the first name and the last name of Prince? only team in big league history, players with the first name and a last name, players with the first name and a last name of Prince. So it was a very tough day yesterday for fans of music everywhere, and mostly in the state of Minnesota. Minneapolis is where Prince is from, and the news was spreading very quickly at his passing at the age of 57. And at Target Field yesterday, they actually had it lit purple, and they had a tweet, their team Twitter site, appropriate that it's raining, Purple Rain, one of his many hit songs. So
57, very young, huh?
Yeah, very young.
It all started in the Twin Cities for him. Doing little concerts and little back halls, and yeah, sad.
And the stage got a whole lot bigger. Ryan Braun leading off the bottom of the third inning. So our trivia question tonight, we try to lighten. Remember, obviously a great musical artist, but did a little baseball theme with the name Prince. And say the name and have a smile. Ryan Braun continuing his hot streak. He's now 7 for his last 14. His 4+ games, a single to left in the first. There's Aaron Nola missing with a curveball. Brewers a run on 3 hits, nothing in 4 hits for the Phillies. And Braun with a career batting average that's pushing 400 against the Phillies. 381 coming into the game. That's the best against any opponent he's had. Little chopper over the mound, charging his Galvis. This is a tough play.
Nice.
And he made it look easy.
Very nice play. Tough part of that play is getting the ball out of the glove. Running so hard after that baseball, but able to get it into the throwing hand very quickly. Watch how fast he does it. And throws a strike over to Ryan Howard. That's a nice play.
You were mentioning, Rock, the Phillies and their farm system that, much like the Brewers, a lot of very highly regarded prospects. And one of their hottest, the hottest, is a shortstop, much like the Brewers. A young man named J.P. Crawford. But we're seeing VR plays a pretty good short, and that was a very good play there by Galvis.
Yeah, Galvis pretty good defensively. We talked about it when we showed the defense. Only 1 error so far this year, and a ton of chances.
Lucroy struck out swinging in the first. One pitch. Fly ball hit back into right field. That's low with room. 2 men out.
Yeah, the Pirates had a pretty good broadcaster named Prince. Bob Prince.
Oh yeah.
I know he's not one of the answers,
but it's a name that brings a smile, right? If you're, I mean, and now you can access games on so many different platforms, TV and radio. But I remember growing up in Ohio, and it just kind of turned the dial of the transistor radio, and
nicknamed the Gunner back in those days. 28 years with the Pirates. By the way, I know the answer to the trivia question. I'm going to stay out of it. Yep, I'm going to stay out of it. First name's pretty easy.
It is. Curveball has Carter out in front, nothing in 2.
So Prince Fielder has been on 3 teams, right? So it's got to be one of those 3. Question is, what's the name of the guy that has the last name of Prince? And I know it wasn't that long ago.
No, it's a. It's a deceptively easy question, maybe, for a lot of fans. 1-2 pitch, and Carter goes down swinging. A curve effective for Aaron Nola. We are through 3 in this series opener. 1-0 Milwaukee. the top of the fourth. First of 3 here at Miller Park. Well, before we completely give it away, let's just do it right now. Carsoup.com trivia question. Who's the only team in Major League Baseball to have players with the first and last name of Prince? We figured you knew the first. But I know a lot of you remember Josh Prince.
8 games in 2013 with the Brewers. Tom Prince and Bob Prince. So there's the connection right there. The Pirates.
There you go.
Tom Prince had a long career.
Can't tell you a lot about Walter Prince there back in the late 1800s.
You didn't call games for him?
I don't think so. Ryan Howard leading off the top half of the fourth. There might be days when I felt like I was old enough to do that. But,
right,
you know,
yeah.
At 1890 season.
Like that rain delay game in Target Field. Feeling a little old that day?
A little bit. I was due. I had not experienced one of those as a utility baseball announcer, utility man for BA here. But I hadn't experienced that yet. I've had a fight, had a cover coming off the ball. A lot of great games, memorable games.
You don't have to deal with too many rain delays in your other 2 sports, do you?
I've actually been involved with 2 in football.
I remember Vegas, right, was one of them?
No, that was when the lights went out.
Okay.
With something happened. We'll just leave it at that. And they completed the game.
No, you can't do that.
I do. You could Google it. You could find out. Ryan Howard goes down swinging. Zach Davies off to a nice start. Second strikeout of the night. Yeah, the game was they went ahead and called it off like we went through in Minneapolis. But yeah, there was a weather delay in a home game, lightning delay, and when lightning is in the area, you clear the stadium. And the other was in all places Tucson.
Wow.
They were playing Arizona, and it was it's probably an hour and a half. The visiting locker room flooded. And in the desert, it was really warm and humid. We got out there the night before, and it stormed like crazy during the game. So yeah, those are my rain delays.
Such a coincidence that it's always the visiting clubhouse that happens.
How that works, it's funny, isn't it? Here's Cameron Rupp with a liner just beyond the outstretched glove of Ryan Braun, and the big catcher with a stand-up double. He's hitting 286 coming into this game.
Yeah, big, strong right-handed hitter. Got one to pull and hit a bullet right over the head of Braun. Ryan Braun tracking it. Nice short stroke. I mean, Rupp is one of those guys that's very strong. It's all about the bat speed at the point of contact. He doesn't have that big, long, loopy swing. Right to the baseball. Ryan not able to get there. And the Phillies have the tying run at second base.
Here's David Lowe. He singled in the second inning and then was caught stealing. One of 2 that Jonathan Lucroy has thrown out. Curve from Zach Davies. Strike 1. I actually had a snow delay in a basketball game once too. The game started about an hour late, so we filled. Took phone calls, did all that stuff.
Did
it was
really?
at Penn State. Yeah.
Okay.
The officials couldn't get there, so you can't have a game without the officials.
Right.
Let me tell you, that was some riveting radio that went on too.
Mike Lucas enjoy that?
As much as I did.
Yeah.
0-2 the count. No such worries here. Nice day here in Milwaukee, but about 41 degrees at first pitch, so we have Miller Park all buttoned up. Nice and comfortable inside here to watch some Friday night baseball. 1-2 pitch. Got him. Strikeout number 3 for Davies. Second here in the inning.
89 miles an hour up in the zone. Gets it right by him.
Major League Baseball's in full swing, and tomorrow David Ortiz looks to continue the blistering start to his final season as the Red Sox battle the Astros. 2:30 p.m. Central on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Two outs with Rupp, the runner, at second. And here is Darren Ruff, the left fielder. Comes after a curveball and fouls it down the line. Look at how big Cameron Rupp is. This guy not real tiny either. 6'3", 250. And that's a base hit going away from the shift. Here comes Cameron Rupp. He'll round third and score, and this game is tied.
Yeah, one of the rare times that the opposition beating the shift by hitting the baseball hard. Sometimes you'll get one bleeding through there in that hole, but Rupp got one away, and they would hit it hard. And Scooter Gennett on the third base side of the bag, and we're all tied up. Sometimes that happens. Far and away more outs with that shift than giving up base hits.
Brewers shifting more than they had a year ago, and will continue to do so. More and more teams are shifting more and more. It's been accelerated the last few years, and those will tell you it will, when the season is done, we'll look back and it will take another big jump last year to this.
Yeah, well, it hurts even more for Zach Davies, giving up a base hit with a man at second base with a pitcher coming up. I mean, you hate to do that.
2-out RBI single.
Well, first base open, you go after Ruff, and he ties the game.
Davies out in front, 0-2 to Aaron Nola, who grounded to second in the second inning. Curve missing. This is Zach Davies' first starts against the Phillies. Likewise, Nola against the Brewers. 1-2. Phillies with 6 hits here. We're in the 4th inning. And the count runs full.
Going to change up to the pitcher. How about that?
Yeah.
Got 0-2, curveball, fastball, changeup.
Darren Ruff, the runner at first. Here comes a 3-2. That's rolled over the first, and right there is Chris Carter inning over. But the Phillies get a run. RBI single from Darren Ruff, and we are tied at 1. Up a run in the top of the fourth, and we are now tied 1-1 here at Miller Park. Turn back the clock a couple days ago and take a look at our Powerball home run board as Aaron Hill with his first of the year, his first as a Milwaukee Brewer.
That was a big one, gave the Brewers a lead in the 7th inning.
Powerball home run count 1 for Aaron Hill, and hopefully much more on the way. One of 3 Brewers who went deep in that Wednesday night victory, breaking it open and winning 10-5. See the numbers, and came here part of that trade with Chase Anderson, Isan Diaz, Gene Segura moving out to the Diamondbacks, and Hill came here as someone who likes hitting in Miller Park, and certainly liking it a couple of nights ago. Mentioned Segura off to a nice start with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah,
for a good average, playing a lot of second.
Brewers were loaded with shortstops, made him expendable, and got a starting pitcher and Aaron Hill.
Very highly regarded prospect. Isan Diaz.
Yeah, down in the minor leagues.
Yep. Diamondbacks going for it. They moved a few of their top prospects, including Dansby Swanson, the overall top pick in last year's draft. That's part of the Shelby Miller trade.
The other guy involved in that deal was Segura. You know, Tyler Wagner. He pitched against the Giants the other day.
He did. Might be a deal or one of those good old-fashioned baseball trades. Works for both.
Right. Those are the best kind, right?
Gives you a chance to work another deal with that club down the line, right?
Exactly right. Nobody feels like they got ripped off, right?
0-2 to Aaron Hill. Hit hard, but right at Franco, knocks it down, and he'll make the play for out number 1.
He's had a lot of those, hadn't he?
Yes.
Aaron Hill, a lot of bullets, hard hit balls right at somebody.
He was talking to Sophia a couple of days ago and just said you stick with it. A guy like him who's been around the block a few times. Just stay with your approach, do what you know is working, and I don't know if it ever really evens out, but hopefully you'll get at least your fair share.
Yeah, sooner or later some of those jam shots are going to fall.
Ramon Flores. He hit a ground ball to Franco in the 2nd inning. Fastball from Nola.
Neither one of these 2 pitchers throw very hard, but it seems like they're able to get their fastballs by some of these hitters. It's because their off-speed stuff's so good.
Good speed range they have. Davies' curve is in the low 70s. Nola more mid 70s.
Then you hump up at about 89 up in the strike zone. You get the check swing.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. The curveball is sent to Galvis at short, and there are 2 men out.
I'm anxious to talk to some of these Brewers hitters tomorrow and ask them about Nola and the way he seems to be able to hide the ball pretty well. And once again, I think the first time you see a pitcher, it's always advantage pitcher, at least most of the time. And the more you see him, the better chance you get to pick up his pitches. You know where his arm angle is, and better results. Not always.
There's Zach Davies. Saw Darnell Coles there a moment ago, and Ricky Nolasco was really good. Had the breaking stuff working. Slider, the curve, had the Brewers off balance. Sometimes the other guys just really good. That was the case.
Yeah, Nolasco had a great curveball. Good curveball slider yesterday, and not much you can do about it.
2-strike pitch. Curve is bounced to second. That's Hernandez. And that'll do it for the Brewers. They are retired in order. We're through 4, tied at 1. Wisconsin is brought to you by T-Mobile. Get major league coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE since 2015. And by Hupy and Abraham, 1-800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham, tell them you mean business. Zach Davies off to a nice start here. He's given up just a run through the first 4 innings. The Phillies have put 6 hits on him, but Davies off to a much better start than what we saw on Sunday in Pittsburgh. Welcome to the broadcast booth. Major League catcher Bill Schroeder, Major League pitcher Don August, nondescript corner infielder who couldn't hit the curveball here with you. Don, first welcome to the broadcast team. I know this club, you're no stranger to it. Late 80s, early 90s. First question here before we get your thoughts on the pitching. I know you keep close tabs on what's going on, but let's give the viewers who didn't get a chance to catch Brewers live what you're up to right now.
Well, I'm still in the area since I've been here with the Brewers, 1988. I've been here ever since. After I was done playing ball in the major leagues with the Brewers, I hung on a couple more years battling in the minors, and then I kind of went international. Went to Mexico, Taiwan, Italy. Did that for a little while, then that was enough, and I've been settling in here, and I got into coaching some high school baseball at Menominee Falls High School. Been doing that for about the last 14 years, and working in some schools, working with kids in schools, and keeping real busy with baseball and kids.
There's a look right there, Don.
Yeah, you and I were teammates back in 1980. I remember catching you, and you were very similar in style to these two guys. Out here tonight. I mean, he didn't have that overpowering fastball, big overhand curveball, but you know, what's more important for these guys? I mean, establishing that curveball or making sure you're able to establish that fastball in your mind?
Well, you got to go what's working. You know, you want to not pitch behind in the count, so you got to get that fastball in there. Then they got to be worried about the curve. You can kind of, when you pitch ahead, then you can throw those curveballs. And then you got them guessing. Once you got them guessing, you got them off bounce. And that was kind of the style I tried to pitch with. And I see these guys kind of look similar to my old days.
Now, you had that big curveball. A lot of times those are pitches that are hard to throw in the strike zone. So it's important for you to get ahead with the other stuff. Get that put away curveball down in the zone, get him to chase.
Cesar Hernandez just fouled down the right field line as he leads off here to 5th for Philadelphia.
Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah. You know, the curveball will be your out pitch, and to make it more effective is you got to be ahead of the counts. You got to use that fastball. Then you get the hitters more hitting off you more defensively, and they'll have to chase those pitches more often.
Now, more importantly, to that, were Craig and Augie, how'd they treat you down there today?
They've been treating me nice. They actually kind of been very welcoming. Can't complain.
You like it so far?
So far, so good.
Got a couple Augies out there now, as your fellow Augie Jerry Augustine mentioned during Brewers Live pregame, as VR handles that pop-up off the bat of Cesar Hernandez, out number 1. We'll be joined by Don August. We're going to be able to hear from you here quite a bit here. I know Davey Nelson, we wish him well. A little under the weather right now, so you'll be involved doing some work Brewers Live pre and post game. Curious to hear, Don, your thoughts on what you've seen from Zach Davies. You talked about it was a rough outing for him on Sunday. What are you seeing from him? What do you like about him here so far tonight?
What I like so far, he's battling. He's putting up the zeros. You know, he gave up the 1-run last inning on a 2-out base hit. But, you know, he wants to just jump right back out, put up another 0, keep his team in the game. You know, keep the defense on their toes and ready to make plays for him. You know, he looks like he's calm. You know, after a tough game, you might kind of stress out. You might put a little bit more pressure on yourself. Then you have the tendency to overthrow, and then, you know, then your game's not going to be there. But he looks like he's kind of keeping that mental game in there, and he'll let, you know, that physical part of the game. We know he's got the good arm, and, you know, we can let him do his thing.
Yeah, starting pitchers have it tough. I mean, you have a bad outing, you got to sit around for 4 days. And what do you guys think about it? I mean, you have a bad outing like that. I mean, what goes through your mind, and what do you try to do to get that stuff out of your head?
Well, it's there. You got to wait the 5 days, and it seems like after a bad outing, they're like the longest 5 days there could be. You have a great game, and it seems like you just pitched the other day, and you know you want to sit on and enjoy those, but those bad ones, they kind of linger on you. But you know, this game is mental. You know, you can't let that get to you.
I'm curious, from the perspective pitcher and catcher, how long does it take generally where you can get used to one another, where you're on the same page, and Rocky would know what works for a pitcher, and you feel connected? I would think it doesn't happen automatically, does it?
I mean, that's a question for the pitcher. I always felt comfortable throwing down the signs. I mean, you know, they always have the opportunity to shake off, but that can be a bit disconcerting too if you have to shake off too much.
Well, especially when you first come up to the big leagues, you know, you don't want to be coming there and shaking your catchers off. But, you know, it takes a little while to get a little rapport working, I think. But I always loved it, you know, that you work with your catchers. They seem to like almost start to read your mind.
Yeah.
You know, I think what a good catcher does is they'll learn their pitchers, they learn their strengths, and they know when to be creative. And you know, I loved it when I thought I'd get a little outside the box and maybe a little crazy, and I don't know, but then that catcher would throw that signal down. Then you know you guys were working it good.
You know, for me, to understand, you know, how a pitcher wants to get through a game, not so much what the pitches were, but where to set up on all your pitches. You know, like I don't remember, you know, so much with you and a lot of other pitchers, but you know, you call a curveball for a guy like Teddy Higuera, he wants that sign, he wants that glove down on the ground, or a fastball, he wants you to straddle, you know, the outside corner. I mean, so those are the kind of the subtleties of trying to get a pitcher, you know, through a game. It's not just what pitches to call at a given time.
Yeah. There's Freddie Galvis sending one into the corner and right. Herrera's going to score as he heads to the plate, and he is in sliding, and Freddie Galvis all the way around to third, and the Phillies take the lead. Duba Herrera a single to center, and then Galvis brings him home, and 2-1 Philadelphia.
Yeah, second time through. First and second time through, not so bad. Now this third time through, now these Phillies getting, you know, some better swings, and Galvis able to rip that one down the line. The Brewers had him shaded a little bit toward right center, which is why it took Santana a little bit of time to get down there. Now Herrera with decent speed, able to score. Galvis, he can fly, and he gets into third base.
Okay, Don, now you go back to confidence here. You just had one that screamed over your head and one down the line, getting into the heart of the order now with Franco and Howard. Franco here first. Just a matter of settling a little bit if you're Davies.
Just keep composed. You know, just don't get overly freaked out here, man. Just stay calm. Just make your good pitches, and you go with that. You know, you get the tendency to start to overthrow, and you'll get away from your good stuff.
Infield in as this is lifted in the air, back into deep left field. Ryan Braun will watch it leave the yard. Maikel Franco, his third long ball of the season. He hit 14 a year ago, and the Phillies now lead it 4-1.
Well, again, the third time through has not been good for Zach Davies so far. Check it out. A curved ball that stayed right down the middle and up in the zone, and Franco gives that one a pretty good ride. Good extension. And rides that one out of here. Yeah, very similar to Philadelphia. You don't have to get all of them to hit him out of Miller Park. How much does the ballpark, play into your mind when you're out there on the mound, and you're in a, Miller Park's kind of a ballpark that allows a lot of home runs. I mean, does that change your philosophy at all?
No, I didn't really think about that. I just thought, the basics of just throwing strikes, getting ahead of the hitters. You keep them off balance, keeping them hitting defensively off of you. They got a couple base hits going. They had runners in scoring position, and then now you're trying to make the perfect pitches, and then you try too hard, and and it doesn't take long in the major league level for a major league lineup to jump on you.
Yeah. The more they see you, the better, they see the baseball.
Yep. That's what's good about those quick pitch innings. Keep those pitch counts down. You get back off the field, and the more they see you, the more they kind of get in the groove and the timing with you.
Ryan Howard sending Ramon Flores to the track. Not quite enough on it for the veteran first baseman. So 2 men out for the catcher Cameron Rupp.
County Stadium, nice ballpark to pitch in, though, except for maybe a day game once in a while.
I enjoyed playing there.
That's a good pitcher's park most of the time.
Yeah.
At night, anyway.
I felt it was fair. I think if you made a bad pitch, they hit it hard, it would go. And if you made good pitches, they had to hit it to get it out of the ballpark, as I remember.
Yeah.
Cameron Rupp.
I gave up a few.
Cameron Rupp gets hit by a pitch. Well, I got to imagine the Olympic experience in '84. You never forget that. How many of those guys were you just knew were going to be destined to have the careers they ended up having off of that team in the big leagues?
I think immediately the first guy that really caught my attention was Will Clark. Coming out of Mississippi State, he was just a sophomore that year, so he went back to college. But man, did he have a swing back then. And he was just a pure hitter. He was quite cocky, but he sure backed it up, though.
Yeah. Hitters like that's a pretty good lineup, by the way. Yeah, B.J. Surhoff. I mean, you threw to Surhoff.
Yeah. B.J. was a catcher here when I pitched here, and Barry Larkin then would be an NL MVP. And he was back then. He was like our second string shortstop. He was just a sophomore back then. You see, he wasn't the main starter. And look what he turned into.
Right.
Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. 0-2 the count to David Lowe. 3-run inning here for the Phillies as they grab the lead. And the runner is on the move. Pitch in the dirt. And getting to second is Cameron Rupp.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. He's hit by a pitch, and he steals.
Well, they had got the right pitch to run on, so the catcher able to steal a base. A big lead, not a very big jump. That's actually a delayed steal that time. And the baseball in the dirt. Lucroy a little bit late. In a delayed steal, you're actually stealing on the middle of the infield on a good pitch. Lucroy had to block that one, so all bets are off.
The Phillies are just kind of keeping that pressure on him.
You see it, his first steal of his career.
Put a man in scoring position with 2 outs. Now they're going to try to force Davies to press it. Just again, we're just talking about just stay calm, make your pitchers pitch, get this inning over with. We got a lot of time to battle back here.
A ball, 2 strikes to David Lowe, the right fielder. And again, the block from Lucroy. Oh, what a luxury. You have a catcher, you can, if you put one in the dirt, he's going to take care of it, keep it in front of you.
Yeah, pitchers love that a lot. You got that confidence that you can make their pitches down, especially you're a breaking ball type of guy that you can break it off low, and your catcher's going to knock it in the dirt and keep it in front.
Can't hang those curveballs with 2 strikes.
Keep him down.
2-2 pitch. This one with a fastball. Tough inning for Davies. See if he can get out of it. without any further damage here. The Phillies with 3 runs so far, and a busy 5th inning. The 25th pitch coming up for the Brewers starter. And this is popped up. Lucroy will have a play. And the inning is over. Well, Don, we appreciate it. We look forward to hearing from you.
All
here
right,
for the
thanks
next
for having me.
weeks. Absolutely.
Good to see you again.
Thanks, Bill.
Don August joining us here in the booth. Brewers have work to do as we move to the bottom of the 5th here at Miller Park, with the Phillies leading 4-1.
Over the Brewers as we head to the bottom of the 5th, and the Brewers are asking students from across Greater Milwaukee to create a commercial with a positive message designed to help strike out bullying. The winning entry will receive a grand prize, which includes a visit from Brewers players, as well as tickets, team apparel, and transportation to a game at Miller Park. The contest will run until April 25th, and for more details and to submit an entry, you can visit brewers.com/beyondthediamond.
All right, thank you very much, Sophia. We thank Don August, who joined us in the top of the 5th inning. Just interesting, always interesting to pick the mind of a pitcher, a former pitcher, when someone's out there struggling. Okay, what are you thinking about? What are you going through?
Yeah.
See if the Brewers can get to Aaron Nola now, as Jonathan Villar will lead off. It's Villar, Santana, and Jeanette in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, if I remember catching August, and he had a heck of a curveball, big looping curveball, didn't throw it real hard, just the opposite of what Nola's throwing out there, that short, quick curveball. But when he was able to throw that pitch in the strike zone, he was tough. He was tough out there.
4 years with the Brewers, and we'll be hearing from Don. Brewers live, pre and post. Well, with Jerry Augustine, and of course Craig Cushon. Brewers with 3 hits. Their lone run was in the 1st. Chris Carter, an RBI single that brought Jeanette home. There's that curveball bending in there and evening the count. Aaron Nola. His an older brother, Austin, who was an infielder in the Miami Marlins organization. The curve. Terrific college pitcher was Aaron Nola.
And we talked about his numbers last year. 3 different levels with the Phillies: AA, AAA, big league, 16 and 6. I mean, he just flew through the minor leagues.
And ended up all total, big leagues and minor leagues, worked 186 innings. So he got his full season's worth at all levels a year ago.
Yeah, drafted just a couple of years ago, 2014.
Yeah, he was the 7th overall pick. And he's not alone, although he was a fast Philly to get into the big leagues after being drafted. But others in that class, Carlos Rodon, North Carolina State, Kyle Schwarber, although he is now out for the year with the knee injury, Indiana University. There's a bouncing ball. That's Franco. Another chance for the third baseman. One out.
And a lot of ground ball outs for Nola tonight. Been able to keep the ball on the ground. I have 2 fly ball outs. That's pretty good so far.
It's been tough. Another top 10 pick in that class. Nola was the 7th. Michael Conforto with the Mets. These are all star quality players at the big league level. Here's Domingo Santana. Strikeout and a single to center for Santana. The Brewers in their season sweep of the Phillies last year, as difficult as last year was for the Crew, on the strength of that sweep of the Phillies, the Brewers had a winning record against the National League East. Craig Counsell, before the season started, was asked about the tough schedule on paper that clearly the Brewers had to try to go through. And he said, look, it's the big leagues. It's the way it works. You expect it. You really can't expect any freebies in there. But the fact is, when you're in this Central Division, that alone is tough enough. And then we draw some of the opponents the Brewers have. A Twins team that, although it has struggled, the expectations are high. You get the Giants right out of the gate. The Astros coming in. Curve ball again from Aaron Nola.
They buzzed the tower of the pitch before right there. He caught Santana leaning out over the plate, came up and in, straightened him up, and then went right back to the curveball. Pitch right after one up and in. There's that curve right down the middle, but short, quick, breaking pitch, and gets him on strikes. 4th strikeout. 5th strikeout for Nola. Is that right?
You are correct. Here's Scooter Gennett, a ground ball to Hernandez. Another quick inning for Nola as the Brewers set down in order. We are through 5 and the Brewers are down by 3. Earth Day. Fox Sports Supports proud to team up with Surfrider Foundation in celebration of this month's Every Day is Earth Day initiative. By making simple changes in our daily lives, we can make a big impact on our environment. Go to foxsportsupports.com to learn more about what you can do to be parts of the solution. It is Earth Day today. We move to the 6th inning. It's 4-1. Phillies leading the Brewers. Philadelphia with a 3-run 5th. That is the difference so far as Darren Ruff leads off. RBI single to right center in the 4th. It scored Cameron Rupp. First run of the night for Philadelphia. There's a ground ball to Aaron Hill. 1 up, 1 down.
Needs a quick inning, to say the least, does Zach Davies. Pitch count. Yeah, right now for him starting to climb a little bit. 81.
Wayne Boyer getting loose for Milwaukee.
Actually 92.
So if he could get through this, give his team 6 innings. Brewers starters on average, it's been a shade less than 5 innings per outing. Slow curve. A ball, a strike to Aaron Nola. Couple of ground balls, one to second, one over to Chris Carter at first. Nola has been impressive on the mound here tonight so far. And he takes strike 3 called. Quickly 2 men out here in the 6th. Fourth punch out for the Brewers right-hander.
He's been able to minimize his walks based on his first start this season against Pittsburgh. Had 5 walks. And he's only got 1 walk here tonight.
Cesar Hernandez. He moves into that second base role after the Phillies moved Chase Utley last year.
That cleared some pretty big payroll with Cole Hamels leaving. Of course, he was going to be a free agent anyway. And Chase Utley.
Wallen moved on before the year.
Yeah, paving the way for some of these young players.
Hernandez, 25 years old. Hit 272 last year from Venezuela. 2-strike pitch. Fastball in there. Strike 3 called. Back-to-back punch-outs for Davies. Good work from Zach in the 6th. It remains 4-1 Philadelphia. 4-1. First and 3 here at Miller Park. Now let's check out tonight's Quicken Loans Rocket Arms. See where the Phillies rank in strikeouts and where the Brewers rank. Now, sometimes that can be an over talked about statistic, but it is notable the number of punch-outs the Phillies have had so far. But Davies is matching Aaron Nola in that department. 5 each.
Yeah, Velasquez with 29 punch-outs. Nola coming in with 23. He's got 5 on the night. Racking him up.
Yeah, Velasquez had 16 in his start against the Padres. The Brewers will miss him, Vince Velasquez, in this series. Here's Ryan Vaughn, going after the first pitch and sending it to center field. And Herrera is there, out number 1. Impressive.
As advertised, he hasn't thrown too many change-ups. It's basically been fastball, curveball, the good tailing fastball. Throwing an awful lot of strikes. You know, I'm trying to look at the pitch count down along the left field line. I messed it up last time. So what's that say down there?
Trying to look at it right now. Yeah, I'm a little tough angle here. 84.
84.
I'm
yeah.
squinting. 84. Gotcha.
It's on the screen. We could probably just use
yeah,
that.
Yeah, I got it.
But 60 of them are strikes. That's the point.
Probably help if I looked a little better angle for me if I looked at the other side there. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
85.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yep, I see it a lot better. Right field line.
Nola has retired the last 11. Lucroy a strikeout and a fly ball to right, and down 2 strikes and nothing. And a little bloop to right field, and that will end that skid of 11 straight retired. Lucroy dumps a single in the right, and that extends his hitting streak to 7.
Yeah, the fastball by Nola, and Luke able to fight it off. Pretty good pitch inside. That tailing fastball gets down on the handle of Jonathan Lucroy, but strong enough to muscle it over the head of Hernandez at second base. Thought for a second he might be able to get there, but a base hit for Luke.
Hit number 4 for the Crew. First for Lucroy tonight. Chris Carter stepping in.
Change this game in a hurry.
Blaze at the plates. Carter 1 for 2. RBI single in the first inning, accounting for the lone Brewers run so far. Team leader in homers and RBIs. The curveball missing. An RBI in the first for Carter, his 14th of the season. With another curve. Just wait for Nola to hang one there and for Carter to sit back and get into it.
Pull it.
Two-one pitch. That is slapped to third. Franco makes the grab, and that's 1, and on to first, not in time. Boy, a nice play by Maikel Franco.
How about that turn by Cesar Hernandez? How quickly he got that ball out of his glove and on its way. That was very nearly a base hit. It turned into almost a double play. Franco playing deep, able to smother it. And check out how quick that ball gets out of the hand of Hernandez. That was lightning fast and very close. But he beat it.
Caught that replay on the turn too. You see that slide rule in effect where Lucroy got to the bag, and that was it.
That's a good turn out there at second base.
Yeah, it was.
Good arm.
Carter the runner at first. Aaron Hill looking for his first hit tonight. Curve is in there. Home run a couple of nights ago for Hill. Win against the Twins. Foul tip. And 0-2 the count. Phillies with a run in the fourth and 3 in the fifth to give Aaron Nola this 3-run lead. In the top of the ninth in Cincinnati, Cubs leading the Reds 8-1. Cardinals in San Diego. That game will start later. Waving at it and missing a curveball again, as advertised for Aaron Nola. We're through 6. It remains 4-1 Philadelphia. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. And by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. Zach Davies' night is done. 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs, a 3-run fifth.
Yeah, real good. Yeah, good job by Davies, except for a 3-batter stretch in that 5th inning. And other than that, he was pretty good tonight as Chris Capuano takes over for the 8th time this year. Capuano with a 360 earned run average, pitched yesterday against the Twins and tossed 2 scoreless innings. So he's getting a lot of work after 2 innings yesterday, right back at it again tonight.
Yeah, he was right in the middle of it yesterday and turned in great work. He came in for Taylor Youngman when the first 2 Twins reached. Capuano gave up a single to Eddie Rosario, and then he struck out Eduardo Escobar and got John Ryan Murphy to get into a double play. He did his part to keep his team in the game as long as he could. A good clean inning in the next frame, giving up a walk, but that 2 was erased on a double play. Odubel Herrera leading off the top of the 7th for the Phillies. Herrera singled and scored in the 5th. A couple of fly balls, 1 to left and 1 to center. So the Phillies, the first team to get into the opposing bullpen. But a better outing for Davies by far tonight than the rough outing he had on Sunday against the Pirates. You know, the Phillies got one when they got Odubel Herrera. It was a Rule 5 pick from the Rangers. Good year last year, nearly hit 300. On base percentage at .344.
And he's got that unusual setup, that big wide open stance, and a lot of movement in that swing, in that setup. You see that pitch a little bit off the outside corner. Watch all the movement in this swing. He's got open stance. And he's got that big high leg kick. A lot of movement going on before he starts that bat.
2-2 pitch.
It's one of those swings where you have to make sure that you got that foot down early and before you start the swing. They always say less movement the better. Just the opposite. And with Herrera, got a lot of it.
Came into the game with a .255 average.
Covering just about that entire batter's box.
Payoff pitch. Ground ball to Jeanette. Out number 1. Let's get a little bit more on Chris Capuano as we check in with Sophia Minnaert.
Yeah, Craig Counsell was asked about the status of his bullpen after they had to cover 5 innings yesterday, and Chris Capuano was one of the 2 guys that he asked to cover multiple innings. And Counsell said he's been really valuable in that regard, that he has pitched multiple innings in all but one of his outings. So he's been that guy that he can go to ask to go up and down. And he said yesterday he was able to get through his outing so efficiently he thought that he would still be available today. And just one of those things you have to feel out through the early part of the season, their pitch count, and how the rest of the bullpen is doing as well.
Chris has really fit in to early going.
Yeah, pitch count a little bit low yesterday. Although he pitched 2 innings, he was aided by a couple of double plays. So I guess low pitch count. Then Rick Counsell, Derek Johnson figuring that he's going to be all right to go tonight.
Oh, and 1 the count to the shortstop, Freddie Galvis. Had a triple his last trip, RBI triple, that extends his hitting streak to 7 games. It's a Phillies team that comes to Miller Park with the lowest batting average in the National League, lowest on base percentage, but Galvis putting together a good little run, and RBI triple and a walk here so far tonight.
Yeah, 9 hits on the night for Philly. First 6 innings.
Brewers with 4 hits. Both teams have stranded 5. Chris Capuano on in relief of Zach Davies. There are 2 teams listening to some national radio on the drive back to Madison yesterday. That very high praise for both of these clubs in this, yes, early stage of the season, as you see Pete Mackanin and Larry Boa. These are 2 teams that have not exactly rolled over. If you pay attention in the off season, the Hot Stove League, you get access to projections. Fangraphs is a good website for that if you want to try to get a feel on what kind of year teams will have. And these 2 teams with 7 and 9 records coming in, and they've been a pair of ball clubs that just kind of ignores all the outside noise. They just go out and they know they're young. They know they're in the process of building pretty good ball clubs and trying to beat people along the way. Galvis goes down on strikes.
Yeah, nice off-speed pitch down in the dirt, and Galvis not able to hold up. But I mean, you're right. I mean, this is a team that a lot of these guys are trying to, prove to Major League Baseball that they belong in the major leagues. Change up in front of the plate, and Galvis can't hold up on it. These guys don't read, what the pundits are saying about them.
Just go out and play. Maikel Franco, 2-run homer to left his last trip. 2 outs and the base is empty here for the Phillies in the 7th. Franco was very impressive last year, a .280 average. Played in 80 games. His season ended. He was hit by a pitch, suffered a broken wrist on August 11th in a game against the Diamondbacks, and that ended what was a very nice rookie year for the third baseman. He drove in 50. 10 of those came in back-to-back games against the Yankees. He had consecutive 5 RBI games against the Yankees last June.
And he plays a pretty good third base too. I mean, he's made some nice plays today, and yeah, hangs in there at third base. Decent throwing arm. It's not just all offense for him.
There's a lot of offense tonight, though, as he has just taken Capuano over the wall and left in his 2nd home run of the night. A 5-1 lead for the Phillies.
And both of them coming on breaking balls. Yep, a Zach Davies curveball, now a Capuano slider that stayed up in the zone. Yeah, the first one just making it out to left. This one out of there by plenty. And that slider just up in the zone, middle in, and he just gets good extension, just like the one he hit against Zach Davies. No mystery about where that ball is going to end.
A 3-hit night, 2 homers. He has driven in 3. Here's Ryan Howard. He sent Ramon Flores to the track his last trip. The MVP in the National League 10 years ago, Ryan Howard. Sharply hit, diving stop, VR. Oh, nice play by the shortstop. Inning over. Phillies get a run, but VR flashing the glove, showing off the arm. It's 5-1 Philadelphia, home half of the 7th. Offensively, but they've been showing some pretty good defense here tonight. Here's Scooter Gennett working into the shift, and Jonathan Lucroy has thrown out 2 Phillies trying to steal on him here in this game, as he continues to be very impressive in that area. And here's Jonathan VR. That play ended the top half of the 7th to retire Howard.
Nice soft hands by Jonathan VR. He's been outstanding over there at shortstop. That ball was hit very hard by Ryan Howard on a 1-hop. He's talking about how that baseball kind of took off on that 2nd hop and able to keep it in the glove.
7, 8, and 9 hitters in the Brewers order. Ramon Flores leading things off. Darren Ruff moves over to first now. Plays Ryan Howard. There's a curve smacked into center field, but Herrera is there for out number 1.
Hey, tonight's time of the game winner. Google's in Fond du Lac, if they call the Brewers. By 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, Google's gets 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. It's offered courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. Google's in.
Google's in. Like it.
Been to Fond du Lac?
I have, but not lately. Got to confess. I haven't gotten around much. It's Camp Randall,
right.
Cole Center,
Miller
here.
Park.
Yeah.
That's it?
Pretty much.
That's a shame.
Tournament sites, you know, work, rock. It's a jungle out there.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Colin Walsh pinch hitting.
Speaking of work, did you check out the back of the booth what the chef brought in?
I'm telling you now, to say it is outstanding does not do it justice. The options here at the ball yard.
Yeah. Yeah, the chef, executive chef here at Miller Park, I mean, they have upgraded big time, and they were talking about that before the season started. Seth Vanderland brought in a Wisconsin dog. It's got crispy bacon, beer jam sauerkraut. I mean, think about that
Perfect.
combination. Beer and sauerkraut.
Did you get any better than that?
No. Then the Bami brat. It's an Asian flair bratwurst. You got to go back there
Nice.
again and double up.
I think I'm going to do just that. In fact, I know I'm going to do just that.
Yeah, the chef came in this afternoon and said, do you mind if I bring some stuff in from time to time for you to sample? Well, let me think about that.
Okay.
Let me think about that for a second.
If you must. Oh, Aaron Nola on his game. Pulled third strike. It's Colin Walsh, the pinch hitter, is retired.
Yeah, working around the confines of the strike zone. Really nothing down the middle with this guy just about all night. Curveballs, a few change-ups, fastball with a lot of movement on it. It's been impressive. Really has.
There's Jonathan VR. A walk, a ground ball to third. Curve again that stays away. Tough night so far for these Brewers bats. Just 4 hits. Nola had a stretch where he retired 11 straight before Lucroy was able to get a single in the 6th inning. Since then, Nola has put down the last 4. Carter and Hill in the 6th, and so far Flores and Colin Walsh in the 7th. Little chopper. Plenty of time for Nola. And another 1, 2, 3 inning. We are through 7 with the Phillies leading 5-1.
As we head to the 8th here at Miller Park and celebrate the Brewers franchise leader in homers with a special edition Ryan Braun bobblehead given to all fans at Miller Park, courtesy of U.S. Cellular. On Sunday, May 1st, as the Brewers take on the Marlins. Reserve your spot today at Brewers.com.
Lonnie off to a good start here this season with the bat. Hopefully the Brewers can get the bats going, but first they need to take care of the Phillies in the top of the 8th, and looking to do just that is Blaine Boyer.
And the numbers for Boyer have been very good so far this year. 7th appearance, a .284 earned run average. Blaine pitched on Wednesday against the Twins and tossed a 3-up, 3-down inning, one of 2 non-roster invites that have made the opening day roster. Capuano the other.
Cameron Rupp, David Lowe, and Darren Ruff here in the Phillies half of the 8th inning. Boyer missing with a fastball to start things out against the Phillies catcher. A run in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, and 1 more in the 7th. Maikel Franco with a big night for the Phillies. Couple of home runs. He has driven in 3. Zach Davies started for the Brewers, went 6, gave up 4 runs. Chris Capuano worked the 7th. And now it's Boyer's turn. Two-one pitch. It's gone final in Cincinnati. Cubs beat the Reds 8-1. John Lester wins his second game. His ERA now a little under 2. Brewers head to Chicago after this series. A off day on Monday, and then at Wrigley Field Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Full count to Cameron Rupp. What the schedule looks like to end this month and move on to the next. Mention the Cubs series next week, and then 6-game homestand to see the Miami Marlins and then the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Mike Trout and company. Monday and Tuesday night games and Wednesday afternoon.
They've been getting a lot of flying miles in, haven't they?
They have.
They were just in Minnesota.
They were just last weekend. There's a ground ball to Jeanette for out number 1. And Sunday, NASCAR heads to Richmond with the Toyota Owners 400 as Kurt Busch looks to defend his title from last year at 11:30 a.m. Central, only on Fox, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. That's right. The next homestand, Brewers get back into interleague play. Be eager to see Mike Trout in person.
Yeah.
The beauty of this game, in addition to watching your favorite team, the Brewers, there's always somebody on the opposing team. Now his star power is all over the place.
Yeah, one of the best in the business. One of the best, if not the best player in the game, Mike Trout.
David Lowe pops this one up, and this will be Aaron Hill. 2 up, 2 down in the 8th.
And Albert Pujols coming back to Miller Park. He's always had a good time here.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think I speak for many. I was excited when he moved away from St. Louis.
Deal with him every third year, right? Yeah, and don't forget about Mike Stanton. Or I should say Giancarlo Stanton.
The
I'm
Marlins.
sorry. Yeah, Marlins. Pretty good player in his own right.
Pretty good pitcher there named Fernandez. Maybe you've heard of him.
Thanks to see my buddy Juan Nieves, pitching coach for the Marlins.
That's right. "29 years and 1 week ago," right?
Was it that long ago?
No hitter. It's just.
It's not right.
Fun memories for every Brewer fan. 1-1 pitch, a ground ball again into the shift. Scooter Gennett. And good work by Blaine Boyer. He retires the side in order. Bottom of the 8th. Let's see if the Brewers can get the offense going.
For that one, we'll go right here at Miller Park. Great to have you back with us. 5-1, though. The Brewers trail in this game, and I've got Don August and Jerry Augustine with me. And guys, Zach Davies, talked a lot about him on our pregame show. Ran into a buzzsaw, Don, in that 5th inning.
Is throwing strikes. You know, he wasn't walking anybody. You know, as a team, you want your guy throwing strikes, not walking. And he made a few pitches that were in the strike zone, but hittable. And he kind of made him pay the price for the home run, and there was a big double in there, and and that kind of gave the cushion to the Phillies.
It seemed like early through the game he was battling himself a little bit. He's wanting to come out. He said today he was going to be more aggressive. He was just that. As we got to that 5th inning, made some mistakes with the balls over the middle of the plate, and the Phillies took advantage of them.
We'll break down this game here from Craig Counsell. Plenty more coming up. Guys are joining me for Brewers Live post-game coming up right after the game, Matt.
All right, Craig, Augie, and Augie, thank you very much. Brewers here in the bottom of the 8th inning, top of the order. Domingo Santana. New pitcher on now for the Phillies. Rockets, Hector Neris.
Yeah, he's throwing the baseball pretty well. He leads all National League relievers in strikeouts. He's got 15 of them. In 9 1/3 innings, only 2 walks. And currently has a 13 2/3 inning scoreless streak. And we mentioned this pitching staff for the Phillies has been a strong suit. Their offense hadn't looked too bad tonight either.
Well, 5 runs on 10 hits. Aaron Nola, 7 innings, 4 hits, and the 1 run. Striking out 7 with 2 walks. Rock mentioned that scoreless streak that Neris has going. That goes back to the 3rd week of September of last season. Of the 4 hits, Santana has 1 of them, a 2nd inning single to center. He goes down swinging here, and 1 up, 1 down in the 8th. Let's check out the Powerball home run leaderboard. Chris Carter at the top. That liner that left the yard a couple of nights ago gives him 4. Scooter Gennett, Ryan Braun each with 3, and then Santana with 2. And here is Gennett with the 3 RBIs, or the 3 homers and the 4 RBIs. The 4th RBI was a game winner Tuesday afternoon up at Target Field. One and one the count.
Nice changeup right there. Actually, looks like he's got that split chains grip going. You don't see too many guys throwing that pitch anymore. It's tough on the arm. But it is awfully difficult to hit, as you can see. The risk reward of that pitch, some guys figure it's not worth it.
Said to be a very big pitch for Hector Neris. 26 years old, signed with the Phillies in 2010. The 1-2. Got him swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hector Neris.
Yes, splitter, fastball up at 93, and they gets his strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts for Neris. Out of the zone, and Scooter not able to lay off.
Neris retires the first 2 Brewers in the 8th. And now he'll deal with Ryan Braun. Ryan singled in the first, grounded to short, with a fly ball to center. Over this 5-game stretch, though, Brawny is 8 for 16.
Should get a pretty good pitch to hit right here. 2-0.
Braun takes, and it's now 3-0. Big inning was the 5th for Philadelphia, with 3 on the board. Runs also in innings 4 and 7. Only run for the Brewers in the first. Gennett walk, a Braun single. Scooter moved to third on it, and a Chris Carter RBI single. Mentioned that Gennett moved to third. It was unusual because the single was to left.
Man, amazing. You don't see that every day.
The 3-1 pitch. And now a full count. Neris, a tough one to go against here for the Brewers. Neris out of the bullpen here in the 8th inning after Aaron Nola went the first 7. And ball 4. Braun draws the 2-out walk.
Well, the split-fingered fastball on a 3-2 count with a 4-run lead. And Ryan not biting on it.
Brewers trying to generate something here. It has been a tough go again. Velasco yesterday and Nola tonight. That gives way to Hector Neris. Here's Jonathan Lucroy. After Nola had retired 11 straight, Lucroy ended that run with a single to right in the 6th. It's 1 for 3, a strikeout and a fly ball as well. Walk to Braun is the 3rd given up by Phillies pitching. Nola with 2 walks through 7 innings. And a ground ball to Galvis. Get the force, and that'll do it for the Brewers in the 8th. Go to the 9th. It's 5-1. Philadelphia leading the Brewers. Presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casinos. Spend the night with luxury. Well, it's a tough night here for the Crew, at least through 8 innings. It was a good start. This Chris Carter single brought home Scooter Gennett to give the Brewers the early lead. Zach Davies was certainly better tonight than he was against Pittsburgh, but the Phillies had a run of the 4th and then a big 5th inning when they scored 3 times. And this guy, Maikel Franco, has had himself a night.
Yeah.
He has gone deep twice.
And a base hit in the 1st inning. And it was really for Zach Davies a case of 3 consecutive hitters, in the 5th inning. Single, triple, and 2-run home run. And other than that, he was very good tonight. But sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah,
right?
It happens fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just turn in a hurry. That was the case. Andres Blanco will pinch hit. He is 2 for 5 in that role this season for Pete Mackanin. Split his time last year when he played defense. He was at 2nd, at 3rd, a little bit at short. Put together a pretty good season a year ago, hitting .292. Carry out a play.
Yeah, they've got 4 switch hitters on their roster. Galvis is a switch hitter, Hernandez, Burris, and Andres Blanco. So that gives Pete Mackanin some good options late in the game coming off the bench.
"32 years old is Blanco from Venezuela. Originally signed with the Royals back in 2000 as a free agent. Been with the Cubs, the Rangers, and now his 3rd year with Philadelphia. He appeared in 106 games a year ago for the Phillies. Blaine Boyer on for his 2nd inning. Put him down in order in the 8th. Zach Davies started. Chris Capuano worked the 7th. Boyer the 8th, and now into the 9th. Swung on and missed. There's out number 1.
Yep, yesterday was Capuano picking up 2 innings. Apparently today it's going to be Blaine Boyer. Got the fastball by Blanco up in the zone. Chased it.
Cesar Hernandez, the second baseman. Single to center, a pop-up, and a called third strike. That has been the night for Hernandez. When he singled, he was cut down trying to steal one of two that Lucroy erased. Threw out David Lowe in the second. Two balls, no strikes. Now 3-0. Cesar Hernandez. Brewers will have Carter, Hill, and Flores in the home half of the ninth. They'll be in need of a big inning. Back here again tomorrow night. Remember, a 6:10 start. Our coverage will start at 5:30 right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
And Chase Anderson out on the mound tomorrow, looking for a bounce back start, and Charlie Morton, former Pirate, off to a good start this year.
Three-two pitch, right back to Boyer. Stab, 2 men out.
Hey, this Sunday is another Kids Eat Free Sunday at Miller Park. All kids 14 and under will get a free hot dog, bottled water, apple slices, and an ice cream treat courtesy of Pick and Save. Blue Bunny and Heinz. To reserve your spot at Sunday's game against these Phillies, go to Brewers.com.
Kids Eat Free.
I see you've got your hot dog all corralled over here.
I am, yeah.
The bomb you brought?
I'm still a kid. And if it's free, it's for me.
It smells good, doesn't it?
Real good.
You gonna eat it?
Probably. If I don't, I know you're there. You're ready to pounce.
The Clements bratwurst.
Yeah.
Check this out. I mean, look at it. That's what he's going to be consuming here soon. Got the Asian slaw, cilantro, lime mayo. Come on. I mean, you get that stuff at a ballpark?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Way to go, chef.
The options here at Miller Park.
That's a big thumbs up.
Standing ovation. You need a new bat there. Is that just shattered? You never know what can happen when you come to the ballpark. That's why we hang around, see what the Brewers can do in the ninth. And first you see.
Look where contact's made. That's why that bat gets blown up. It's the second time we've seen a bat blow up like that for a Philly. Franco had one blow up in the first inning. He got a base hit, though.
0-2 the count to Odubel Herrera. Boyer has faced 5 Phillies. He has retired 5 Phillies. So hang around. You never know what will happen. The White Sox lead the Rangers 5-0. The White Sox executed a triple play in that game. It went 9-3 to 2 to 6 to 2 to 5. That was your triple play.
Okay. Took a while.
Never know what you'll see. Two balls, 2 strikes to Odubel Herrera. 1 for 4. And that's hit in the air. A soft liner that is snagged by Jonathan Villar. And that'll do it. Last call for the Brewers. They need a big inning. Bottom of the ninth we go. 5-1. Phillies lead the Milwaukee Brewers. A quiet night, unfortunately, for the Brewer bats. It's the 4 hits so far, and now Jeanmar Gomez on to finish it up, or try to, for Philadelphia.
Yeah, not a safe situation. He's 4 for 4. He's the closer for these Phillies. A 2.00 earned run average. Another guy that didn't walk too many. 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 9 innings of work. He's given up a home run. Yeah, those 4 saves, tied for 4th in the National League. And has the bottom half of the Brewers batting order to deal with.
1 career save before this season, and 4 so far. 2nd year with the Phillies, couple of years with the Pirates. For Jeanmar Gomez, it'll be Carter, Hill, and Flores. Hopefully several more. See if the Brewers can mount a rally here. Quiet bats since the Wednesday night 10-run output against Minnesota. RBI single for Carter in the first, accounting for the one and only run. This is ripped down the line, a fair ball. That'll go to the corner. Big man turn at first, and he'll have himself a stand-up double.
Yeah, just peck away and see what you can do about getting that tying run to the plate. Down by 4. And Gomez with a fastball. They tried to sink it on the inside corner at 91 miles an hour. Not a whole lot of velocity there. And Chris Carter able to turn it around down the line, and a leadoff double for him. 2nd hit. First time the Brewers have had a man at second base since the 2nd inning.
That kind of a night. Let's see if they can make a little magic here in the 9th inning. Here's Aaron Hill. Takes a fastball for strike 1. Hill sends one to the gap, left center, get down, it does. Carter will round 3rd, back-to-back doubles. RBI for Aaron Hill, and it's a 3-run game.
Well, 1 more base runner, and then it gets interesting. Slider for Aaron Hill, and he rips it into the gap. Actually, splitter, my mistake. In the mid-80s, split-fingered fastball, and stayed up in the zone. Those are the good ones to hit, the ones that stay up there and off the wall. And the Brewers now have the tying run on deck.
Fourth run batted in for Hill. Looking at Alex Presley, who is on deck. He will hit behind Ramon Flores. Presley yesterday had a hit in a pinch hit role. A little something going here for the Crew in the 9th. Flores has grounded to 3rd, grounded to short, lifted a fly to center. His last at bat in the 7th. Gomez came into this season with 1 career save. That occurred a couple of years ago with the Pirates in an extra inning game against the Reds.
Yeah, some said it's tough for closers to come in a non-closed situation. He hadn't been a closer long enough to really let that leak into his head, though.
Brewers have gotten to him for a run. Still nobody out. Hill, the runner at second. And a soft liner is snagged by Freddie Galvis for out number 1.
A pretty good pitch and a good approach by Flores just to get a bat on it.
That is Dolyer Hinojosa. in the Philadelphia bullpen.
Ordinarily, with your established closers, you don't see that. You don't see somebody getting loose the moment your closer gets into trouble. But I guess when you're new to the spot, you're 4 for 4 in save opportunities. First sign of trouble, there's going to be activity in that bullpen.
A quick trip to the mound here as they get the scouting report on Alex Presley. Came through yesterday with a pinch single. Called up when Tyler Cravey was sent down. It's Craig Counsell returning to a 5-man bench. Presley, one of the final cuts, the final cut, in fact, in spring training. A good start in AAA and gets the opportunity back here with the big club. He's down a strike. Chris Carter started this inning with a double to left. Aaron Hill followed with an RBI double.
Made good movement on that fastball right there. Presley backing away, and it ended up catching the corner.
2 strikes and nothing. Waste one upstairs. Here comes the 1-2. Brewers making this game a little more interesting here in the 9th. One in, one on, and one out. To the right side. That's Darren Ruff, and the feed to Gomez for 2 men out.
Yeah, ranging far off the bag at first base. That would have been an easy play with the second baseman, making it a little bit more difficult. Over to Gomez, who just got there, got him by a step.
Aaron Hill moving over to third, so the Brewers down to their final out. See if Villar can come through and give Santana a chance to tie the game.
And nothing else. Get a base on balls and give Santana a chance to knock one out of here.
Villar. Ground ball to second. Hernandez over to first, and that will do it. Brewers pick up a run but fall 3 short as Pete Maccannon's Philadelphia Phillies take the opener.